So this is the Flywoo Firefly, and today we will be doing some adjustment. We will convert this to an HDZero VTX. So this is the analog VTX. Hopefully you can see it clearly. I'll put it here near the magnifying glass. So this is the VTX. Nah, this is way better. I'll just place it near the cam. So this is the VTX, and this is the analog. What we need to do is we need to remove all of these nuts, these three nuts, and the soldered wires of the VTX from the flight controller. You can see that black and red here. That one. Those are the VTX. No, that is the 5-volt pad and the ground from the VTX. So those three wires we have to remove so that we can kill the VTX of the analog, because the 5 volts that we are supposed to use is this 5 volts here that is connected to an analog cam, which is the CADDX ANT. This one, this other 5 volt is for if you want to use a CADDX, no, Runcam Thumb or Runcam Thumb Pro 4K, you will need this wire. This is 5 volts, but it is sharing the 5-volt pad with this analog cam. So if we will use this 5 volts here going to HDZero, and we want to use a Runcam Thumb, of course the 5 volts would be shared between the Runcam and the HDZero, and HDZero is a bit finicky when it goes down the 3 volts. So we will not use this in case we need a Runcam Thumb. The other 5-volt pad is underneath this VTX. Actually, it is being used by the analog VTX, and there's nothing else. That's just the 5-volt pad for this flight controller, which is the Goku of Flywoo. Now, in this part of the flight controller, there's one of another pad that has an electricity, which is that it's just 3.3 volts. We can use that, but according to HDZero technical team, it's better to use the 5 volts for HDZero, probably so that it will not should not be problematic while in flight. Because that's the problems with this kind of whoops, the 1S, since it's directly powered by the battery. The moment your battery goes down 3 volts, the HDZero gets those rainbow screen, and you will lose your feed. Okay, so since we have a 4S with a Flywoo, the 5 volts would be enough. Okay, so that was a bit long, but the gist of it is we will use the 5-volt pad of the VTX, of the analog VTX. We will utilize that 5 volts here so that we don't need to make more adjustments later on. Okay, and I plan to remove all of the wires here in these 4 pads and just peel it off later on, and we'll see how it will turn out. This is the VTX. This is the back part. There are 4 wires, a red one, a black one, a white one, and a yellow one. The red would be for the 5 volts, black for the ground. I think white would be for the smart audio or OSD, and yellow for the VTX feed. Meanwhile, for the yellow one, I think we will not use it anymore, but I will try to check with HDZero. This is, where is it? Where's the HDZero? Okay, here's the HDZero. These are the pads, so we can plan it on. Okay, so this is HDZero, and we have 5 pads here. Okay, so we will use ground, and 5 volts. R would be the RX, and T for the TX. So I need 2 more wires that we will connect in this pad. I think this is the TX and the RX, either of these 2 pads. And if the yellow one would be the TX, I will use the yellow one for the RX, okay, of HDZero. It's really difficult to video. It's really small. Okay, so this is the RX and the TX. So RX for the VTX going to the TX of the flight controller, and vice versa. The smart audio is the only thing that is not yet answered by Flywoo technical team, but I believe this would be the one. We can use this white for smart audio, because I can control the VTX while in flight. I can change my my wattage from 25 watts to 400 watts, and I put it on my remote control, so I can control it while flying. Okay, so we will utilize this. I think it's really close. As you can see here, if I will resolder a new wire, it's really difficult to do so because it's really small. I'm not that good at soldering. So instead of putting a new wire, let's just utilize this. Okay, that's the plan. Now, how will we place this HDZero here? Yeah, probably in this way. Probably this way. So that we can still reach the cam. Because the default MIPI cable of HDZero is quite short. And because the way it was designed is it would work this way, or it's really short. That would be my problem. Okay, that would be a problem. Okay, so I probably need another mount for the cam. Actually, I was thinking of placing another the canopy here, but it would be short. This is really problematic because the cam of Flywoo is placed here, but I am quite short in the MIPI cable. So I'll probably put something at the top part to hold our cam. It doesn't look good. Really problematic. Yeah, but basically that's how we will convert this to HDZero. I'll come back later on when we are doing the solder. After the soldering of the VTX.